Hi TerraTube, it's Laura again with my second video of the day. Since I just uploaded recently the first of the 7 days, 7 VRs that I'll be doing since Y at On the Cusp Tarot has brought back some tags since I had my computer all set up here, and a couple of these are kind of question and answer type tags that don't take too much advanced planning and so on. Figured I might as well come on and do another one since everything's ready. So this second one is actually day 3 in Y's 7 days 7 VRs, and I'll link to Y on 7 days 7 VRs below his channel On the Cusp Tarot. So this one is a tag called 25 Wacky Questions. And this tag, I watched a few of the responses and the original video when they came out quite a while ago. This one was originated by Lisa at Supportive Tarot, and she answered and asked these 25 wacky questions on a live chat with her wife Peggy as well, who also answered the questions. And I watched those then, but I wasn't on YouTube when they started this tag. So I'm glad, thank you to Y again for bringing back some of these older tags. I didn't get a chance to really do my answers then, so I'm happy to kind of jump on and give the answers now. So again, like the last video, I've got my questions up here on my laptop screen, so if I'm kind of looking in strange angles, that's why I'm reading the questions. Okay, so 25 wacky questions. Let's see if I can do this in less than 30 minutes, we'll say. I have given a very quick skim to the questions, but not preparing in advance, really. Okay. Question number 1. What is something you hate but wish you loved? There's a lot of food. There's a few food-themed questions on this list. I know from my skimming. So something that I hate but wish I loved, I will stay on the food theme and say banana. I do not like banana. I do not like the texture of banana. I don't like the taste of banana. I'm not sure why. I just really don't like it. And if it's in banana bread, I can live with it if it's in banana bread. But on its own, mm-mm. And banana's in a lot of things. Banana's in smoothies. Banana's in a lot of baking. Banana, if you don't cook with eggs, can be a really good egg replacer for texture and consistency and things like that, but I really don't like the taste of banana, so I really wish that I did. Question 2. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? Food theme. Okay, favorite flavor of ice cream right now. All of these questions I reserve the right to change my mind in future. Favorite flavor of ice cream would actually be, it's not really a flavor per se, but Haagen-Dazs has these non-dairy or dairy-free ice cream bars, and they're like on a stick, and they are coated in chocolate, and they have different flavors inside. So I think there's one that's a caramel, it might be salted caramel, and there's another one that's a peanut butter one. I really, really love both of those, so I will just say the Haagen-Dazs non-dairy ice cream bars are my favorite, but I will mostly buy whichever one is on sale. Question 3. Which celebrity chef would you most like to make you dinner? I don't watch celebrity chefs on television, really. I could probably name a few, but not really my thing. I'm vegan, and so that kind of puts me off a lot of the cooking television shows. I'm not a vegan who thinks everyone should be vegan necessarily or anything like this, but, watching cooking elaborate meaty dishes that I'm never going to eat anything comparable to is not really for me, so I don't watch many vegan chefs. If I had to pick a celebrity chef, I guess, to make me dinner, the way that I would go about doing that, and I'm not going to do that now, but the way that I would go about doing that is I would probably maybe pick someone who has written a cookbook that I really like, which there are many of, so that's the route that I would go with that. I can't think of anyone kind of famous, I guess, that I would choose. Question 4. What is your favorite childhood book? I love reading. I have loved reading since I was a young person. I can remember reading a lot of books as a young person, a lot of series. I love the James Herriot veterinarian books, where he would talk about the different animals that he saw in his practice traveling around. I really liked those. I'll say, because it's the one kind of childhood book that I definitely still own, The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry would probably be a classic favorite. Number 5, are you a morning person or a night owl? I oscillate. I can be either. I think that for me, what is important is to have some semblance of a routine. So if I'm used to getting up early in the morning and I need to get up early in the morning every day for work or something like that, then I can totally be a morning person. If I am used to staying up late and that's my kind of habit, and at different times in my life it has been, then I can totally be a night owl. If it's a kind of inconsistent, then I struggle with either one. If I have to get up early once, and it's not something I do routinely, I am not going to be a morning person. And if I have to stay up really late for something and I haven't been staying up late, I might fall asleep. So kind of neither. Lately, like at this moment, I would say morning person, and I think some of that is seasonal. Now at the summer, the days are longer. I want to, wake up earlier. The sun is up streaming in the window. So right now, morning person, but it changes quite a lot. And my work is inconsistent in terms of scheduling. So it depends really, and changes quite often. Number, 6. If everything in your house had to be just one color, what color would you choose? Green. I mentioned in my previous video that a lot of my house already is green. Certainly not all of it. And even in this room, which you can see the green behind me, has a purple wall over there. And my bedroom, which has some green wall, also has navy blue. My house is really colorful. But I would pick green because it's my favorite color, as I mentioned in the previous video. And I think that there's enough different shades that I like that even with the one color, I could have a lot of variety. Now the question says everything in your house, which is a lot. I'm kind of envisioning every room in the house in terms of kind of paint color and maybe things like furniture and linens. It's really hard for me to imagine green floors everywhere in the house, or green kitchen appliance. My kitchen's over there, so that's what I'm looking at. Green kitchen appliances or something like this. Do my cats have to be green? I hope not. But green is what I'll pick. Number 7, what is your favorite day of the week? Right now, I would say Friday, because Friday means that the full weekend is ahead of me. And Friday, it's been, part of the work week, but I can go out. I can stay up a bit later on Friday night, and that's fine. And I've got the whole weekend ahead of me for fun. So I would say Friday. But again, with my work schedule being really inconsistent and kind of working in teaching, each semester the scheduling is quite different. So which day of the week it is that is my favorite will depend on when I'm working, what I might designate as my day off. I like a day off. We'll say that. The day of the week that I like the best is the day that I get to have to myself. Perfect. Okay. Can you whistle? I can whistle. I can whistle. Not incredibly well, but it can happen. Number 9, if you had to choose one cartoon character to be your best friend, what character would you choose? Okay. This answer will surprise no one who knows me in real life. In the 1970s, Star Trek was a cartoon. So I am going to cheat on the question and not pick only one cartoon character and say that I would pick the crew of the Starship Enterprise in the Star Trek cartoon from the 70s, and they would be my pals, because you can't pick just one, because so much about Star Trek is dynamic, right? Dynamic between the friends and shipmates, I guess, there. So that's what I would pick. I wasn't ever much into cartoons as a young person. We didn't have a lot of television channels growing up. not until I was quite a bit older. We had kind of little, like, Simpsons and things like this, but not, we had like 2 channels on a aerial television, so really not much to pick from. So I'm not that familiar with a lot of cartoons, and I don't have a kind of particular attachment to a lot of cartoons. I would also say, the Ninja Turtles, that would be pretty cool. They're ones that I definitely have liked. I'm sure there are others, but I'll go with Star Trek. 10 minutes and I'm on question number 10. That's pretty good for me. Question number 10. Do you believe in ghosts and would you ever go ghost hunting? I am not sure if I believe in ghosts. I am very open to the idea of ghosts. I have never had an experience where I would say that a ghost has communicated with me. I've never I've never seen a ghost or anything like that. I've lived in the same house that I have now for a long time. I moved in here in 2011 or 12, and I'm very confident to say that there are no ghosts in my house. But would I ever go ghost hunting? Maybe. There's kind of a part of me, though, to be honest, even though I am not sure about whether or not I believe in ghosts, there's a part of me that's like, if there are ghosts, and I'm very open to this, would they really like ghost hunters? And I kind of think they wouldn't. I think if I was a ghost, I wouldn't really be into, people bringing all these kind of contraptions into the place that I'm hanging out and trying to kind of detect me, right? So out of respect for hypothetical, possibly existing ghosts, I'm going to say I wouldn't go ghost hunting, even though I'm not sure. Weird answer, but that's where I'm at, I think. Number 11, which of the 7 dwarves is most like you? And it has in brackets all of the dwarves, which is helpful because I wouldn't have been able to name them all on my own. Grumpy, happy, sleepy, bashful, dopey, sneezy, doc. Okay. Going solely by names. I am not particularly bashful. I don't think I'm particularly dopey, and I'm most of the time not particularly sneezy. I am going to say I am a grumpy, happy, sleepy, doc combo. All of those sound like aspects of myself, so I would be all of those with an occasional sneezy thrown in. So that's not a very good answer. Which 5 of the 7 dwarves are you most like? But there it is. Number 12, what is one of your favorite smells? All I can think about is food because of the other earlier food-themed questions. If I don't want to pick food, which a lot of my favorite smells would be food-related for sure, particularly when you're like really hungry and something's baking and you're waiting and waiting. That's a great smell. I love sage, of course. Nag Champa, incense, of course. The backyard after it rains, a great smell, like the fresh, kind of smell after rain. I like all of those smells and many others. Number 13, would you rather be able to copy and paste in real life or undo in real life? I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched any of the responses to this. I can't remember what others said to this question. I feel like undo is going to be the popular answer out of these 2, if only because obviously everyone is going to have, myself included, the desire to take back certain things that we have said or maybe have a do-over. But I feel like undo, there's something unaccountable about it. Well, there's a lot unaccountable about it, actually. Like, you can just really do something terrible and then kind of take it back. I don't like that idea. And I don't like the idea of other people having the undo in real life either. So I'm going to say copy and paste. And the reason I think I'm going to say copy and paste as well is that repeating yourself is really exhausting. And so if I had a copy paste, I could take the best way that I've articulated an idea and just paste that in anytime I need to say that again, because you articulate something and you're really happy with how you've said it and you've gotten your point across and maybe you've convinced someone of something, and then you're trying to explain the same thing later in a different context and it doesn't come across as well. I think copy paste would be great in that kind of context. I also think copy paste would be great to be able to go back to fond but distant memories. So like memories of deceased loved ones or kind of traveling and things like this that you might not have a chance to do again. So I would take copy paste. Number 14, what is the best type of cheese? I'm vegan, I don't eat cheese. If I have to pick a best type of cheese, there's a cheese at the grocery store and I don't know the brand of it, but it's a very fancy cashew based cheese, and there's a number of different kind of flavors that this comes in, and one of them is this kind of really smoky, strong amazingness, and I will pick that delicious smoky cashew cheese. That's the favorite. Okay. Number 15, I'm consistently 1 minute ahead of the number of questions that I'm on, so I'm at 16 minutes, 20 seconds. Number 15, if you had a warning label, what would your warning label say? So a warning label on myself. I don't want to say what I just thought of. Maybe, that's a really hard question. I should have gone back and watched more people's answers to this. That's a tough thing to think of. On the spot. A warning label. What would your warning label say? I don't feel the need to warn people about too many things about myself. Maybe I would say something about kind of, I will get argumentative with you. Something about that. I mean, some snappy version of that, I guess. That can happen for sure. I like to think in a good way, but, we'll argue back. That's a good one. Okay. Number 16. What is the one food you could never bring yourself to eat? I want to say mushrooms because I'm allergic. So in no circumstance would I eat any kind of mushroom or fungus of any sort, because I know that it is not going to end well. But that seems like kind of a lazy answer because it's so obvious. So a food I could never bring myself to eat, but that I'm pretty sure wouldn't kill me. I will say shrimp, because it kind of have a face and it's wiggly. I don't like wiggly. I actually once went, this is random, aside, I've had occasionally vegan sushi that is imitation seafood sushi, not just like avocado rolls and yam rolls and stuff, which I love. It's kind of an imitation shrimp and crab and so on. And some of those, particularly the more kind of wiggly of the foods, I don't even like the vegan version because the texture freaks me out. So no shrimps. That would not be good. If you hear a strange noise, it's the cats lining up here thinking that they're going to get FOOD. They're going to have to wait a few seconds. Number 17, if your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first? What? I don't remember being 5. That's young. And I'm really bad with telling children's ages. It's something, I don't really know what I would have been thinking when I was 5. Probably I would do something like go buy a lot of candies at the convenience store because I have money now in ways that I didn't when I was 5, and I can do that on my own. I would, maybe hang out with the cats, which I do a lot now. I'm not really sure what else my 5-year-old self would do. I feel like stuff my face with candy is probably a good bet, though. Okay, number 18. If you could shop for free at one store, which one would you choose? Okay. I'm not sure because I don't remember what Peggy and Lisa said to this question. I'm not sure if the intent of this question is if you could shop for free at one store, like in perpetuity, like if there could be one store that I just don't have to pay at. That's my, I have some magical kind of credit card that isn't really mine and I can just shop for free all the time. Or if this is, if you could have one shopping spree at one store, which one would you choose? Because this is what will totally determine my answer. Because if it's shop at one store for free in perpetuity all the time, then I would go really boring and just pick the grocery store that I go to most often. Because in terms of saving money and then having kind of resources to do other things, or thinking about kind of where my money beyond basic living expenses goes in terms of shopping, it's definitely groceries. So I would say the grocery store if it's just all the time. If I got to have one shopping spree where I didn't have to pay once, I would have to pick something else because I'm obviously not going to pick up a lifetime of groceries in one go. And I'm really not sure. Maybe I would say maybe something like a bookstore. I think if it was a shop once, thinking about where my money goes, and books are something I could go on a total shopping spree, and the books aren't going to go bad. I could have a bunch and leave them there. So, yeah, grocery store, bookstore, depending on how you interpret the question. Number 19. If you had a bottomless budget to build a fort, what would yours look like? I remember, I think I was on the live chat with Peggy and Lisa when they answered this question, because I feel like I remember kind of snippets of things that other people were saying about their bottomless budget fort construction ideas. I feel like I would definitely go for turrets. That would be great. There would definitely be a swimming pool of some sort. Maybe a pond or lake or something like this in I guess if it has to be in the fort, in some sort of kind of courtyard system, so that I could have swimming in my fort. So it wouldn't be up a tree, I guess. It's not going to be a tree fort if I want to have swimming. Then it will be at the base of a tree. I keep just picturing kind of castles and things from fictional works. So now I'm thinking of, lots of examples. Turrets, swimming, lots of animals around for sure, trees, shady, and it would be in a beautiful, always sunny, always warm location for sure, my fort. Other than that, I'm fairly open-minded. It could look like a lot of things. Number 20, what is your favorite kind of sandwich? I make sandwiches a lot. Usually there's some sort of tofu, tempeh, seitan protein of some sort, with some tomatoes and some onions and some greens and some lettuce and some sprouts and grilled and delicious. I love sandwiches. Favorite sandwich to go out for? There used to be, not in the city where I live now, but in another city a couple of hours away, there was this really, really good Vietnamese subs and banh mi place that had really, really spicy vegan tofu Vietnamese subs. And those, that is my favorite sandwich that I've ever had in a restaurant, hands down. So that is the one that I will pick. 21, what is your favorite type of clothing? I'm not sure, again, type of clothing. I'm assuming that does not mean, do I like shirts or pants more? Because mostly one goes with the other. I like plain, actually, as boring as an answer that is. Since I was a kid, I am not really one for, frills and bows and bells and whistles on things. I like basic mix and match cotton, comfortable, easy to wear, relaxed clothing for the most part. I did go through the nothing but black band t-shirts phase for sure, and it was a really, really long phase, and I still have a lot of those. Like, the band t-shirt is still very much staple. Swimsuit. Swimsuit means I'm swimming, so that's a favorite kind of clothing as well. I like a lot of kind of clothing. But mostly just kind of easy, casual, I would say. And I don't love having to dress kind of business casual or up for things. I would rather just casual. Washable is good. My dry cleaning is sitting over there, which I just paid for, so don't like that. Washable. Okay. 22. How do you feel about putting pineapple on pizza? Vehemently opposed. If other people want to do it, that's okay. And I love pineapple and I love pizza. I love both of these things. I am even not opposed to warm pineapple. I was actually in a conversation last night where the barbecuing pineapple came up, and totally into that. Totally into pineapple. Totally into pizza. Ate pizza yesterday. I love it. The two shall never meet. Not for me. I think it's weird. I don't know. Nope. 23. Do you sing in the shower? I think everybody sings in the shower, don't they? I totally sing in the shower. Pretty much all the time. Pretty much every time. I don't sing in the bath. The bath I feel like is for relaxation. But the shower, absolutely. Sing in the shower. Sing in the kitchen while I'm making food. Sing in the car. Really, anywhere. Number 24. Have you ever caught something on fire while you were cooking? I don't think so. Like, obviously I've burnt a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever actually caught something on fire. Oh, unless, okay, yes. If you count cooking over a campfire, like roasting a marshmallow and the marshmallow caught on fire, then yes. Cooking on a stove or in an oven, no, definitely not. Last question, number 25. If you could have any mythical creature as a pet, what would it be? Instinctively, I want to pick something that flies, like a Pegasus or a Phoenix, because then I could ride on said mythical creature pet and fly, which I think would be excellent. And I'm struggling to come up with a whole lot of mythical creatures off the top of my head. But I will just leave it, at that. A flying mythical creature capable of comfortably being a pet that I can ride on so that I can fly via this mythical creature pet. That would be the best. Okay, that's the 25 questions. Again, this is the 25 wacky questions started by Lisa at Supportive Tarot, and now it's been kind of resuscitated by Y at On the Cusp Tarot for part of his 7 days, 7 VRs. So below I'm going to link both Lisa's original video where the 25 questions were introduced, and then I'll also link Y's answers since he's just brought them back kind of into circulation. So I have enjoyed answering these questions, some tricky ones actually, and this is a whole lot of YouTubing for me in one day. I'm pretty tired, but I'm going to have a look at the remaining 7 days, 7 VRs prompts, and in the next couple of days, no guarantees it'll be, tomorrow, but within the next couple of days, I'll have a look and see about getting some more that I haven't already answered. So thanks again to Lisa and Peggy at Supportive Tarot for coming up with the questions or starting the tag in the first place, and thanks again to Y for bringing it back. Always happy to participate in a tag, and this is one that I would have done when it came around if I had been on YouTube then. Happy to have the chance now. So if you've stuck with me to 29 minutes, that's pretty good for 25 questions. 29 minutes. If you stuck with me till now, thank you for sticking around. Hope you all have a wonderful night, and I look forward to seeing other folks' answers to these questions who are just getting around, like me, to doing the tag now. So thanks. Have a good night.